Hi guys, welcome to the module setting up the lab environment for Python Paramiko module. In this module, we are going to install Cisco 3725 router image into GNS3 environment, and we are going to see how to access that router from our local machine. I have downloaded the Cisco 3725 router image from this URL. This URL is attached in the resource section. You can right click and click on downloads and standard download to initiate the download. Once download completed, you can open your GNS3 and click on edit. Go to preferences. This iOS router submenu under dynamics, you have to select and click on new and run this iOS router on GNS3 VM. Please select and click next and click on new images and select your bin image which you have downloaded and select to decompress these iOS images. Then click on next to continue. Give your custom name and click on next and leave the RAM to default and click on next. I'm going to select only one slot and I'm going to click next and click finish. To finish in the installation and click apply and press OK. Now this router will be appear in your routers menu. You can select and drag and drop into the workspace and you right click to start the router and double click on this router to open the console. I'm going to change the router hostname to Paramiko underscore demo and I'm going to set the domain name to demo.com and I am going to set up the SSH connection for this router. And I'm going to set the line VTY to accept only the SSH connection. And I'm going to create the username called Cisco and privilege 15, the secret also Cisco. Now the Cisco basic configuration is completed. I'm going to assign the IP address in the interface. And to assign 172.18.20.1 and subnet mask of /24. Now the router side configuration is completed. To access this router from our local machine, we need to configure a loopback address in our Windows machine. To create a new loopback adapter in our Windows, you have to open the command prompt and run as administrator and type hw result.exe and click next and install the hardware that I manually select from a list. Advanced and click N to select the network adapters. Select the manufacturer as Microsoft and scroll down to select the Microsoft KM test loopback adapter. Then you can click next to install this loopback adapter and click finish. Once you install the loopback adapter, you need to restart your PC. Otherwise, you will get error message in your GNS3 when you are trying to connect it with the cloud interface. Since I already installed my loopback adapter, I am not going to restart. But if you are installing a new loopback adapter, you need to restart your PC. and I am going to click on the adapter which I have created, and I am going to select the properties and IPv4, and I am going to assign the IP address. For router I have given 172.18.20.1. I'm going to give it as a gateway, and I'm going to give it to this PC 172.18.20.2, and I'm going to click OK. Since I have already connected my Wi-Fi interfaces also, it is giving the error message. I'm going to disable my Wi-Fi interface. You also have to disable any other interfaces if it is active, since it will avoid the multiple default routes in the system. I have disabled my Wi-Fi interface. Now I am going to import my this cloud to the workspace, and I am going to name this cloud as a local PC, and you have to click the right click and click configure. My loopback interface is Ethernet 3. You have to identify what is your loopback interface name. If it is available in the list, you can leave it. Otherwise, you have to select it from. You have to add it to that uh, interface. Then you have to click apply and OK. To connect this router and the cloud, you have to click the add a link icon, and you have to select your interface and select your interface. Now I am going to check whether I am able to access the router from a local system. My router is pinging from the local system. I am going to check in PuTTY whether I am able to connect the device via PuTTY. Yes, it is asking to accept this SSH public key. I accepted, and I am going to give the password. In this module, we have successfully installed a Cisco 3725 router in GNS3 environment, and we have configured the local loopback interface and added the cloud to access that router from our local machine. From next module, we will start